Hello, great people. Welcome back to mindyourfinance.com. If you're meeting for the first time, my name is Felix, and this channel, our goal is to just ensure that we share content with you which can help you build, grow, and accumulate your wealth. So today, I just want us to talk about why are you always broke? Have you ever wondered, have you ever been asked either by your partner or a colleague or a brother asking you for money, then you tell them you don't have? Then they ask you like, see, I thought you were paid. Or have you ever you're just down somewhere, it's early into the month and you find yourself not having money. Then you start wondering, where does all my money go? So today's topic, I want us to talk about that. I want us to ask ourselves, where does all our money go? That is what I want us to just talk about. And you can, if you've been in the same situation, you can tell us. And now, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I realized that so many people, if you ask them, they don't know where their money goes. And you find that even you're watching this and you're also in the same situation, you don't know what percentage of your income goes to, let's say, transportation, what exact percentage goes for food, what percentage goes for clothing, for example. So you find that so many people have no idea. And for you to be in a position, for you to not be broke always, you really need to have clear picture of your spending, clear picture of the cost of living. And again, you find that so many people today, if somebody asks you, like you're watching, if I ask you now, what is your cost of living per month, let's say? Do you know your cost of living per month? Do you know exact cost of living per year? Do you know that? So, for you to know that, you need to have a clear picture of how you spend your money, of all your expenses. You need to have a very clear picture of that. And let's note that if you don't treat your money with a lot of respect and discipline, then, my friend, I can assure you, your money will leave you with no respect. It doesn't matter the amount of money you earn. And don't wait until you have more money or you have more income before you start learning how to manage your money. You start now, irrespective of your income, so that as your money grows, you continue learning on how to manage your money. So don't allow money to control you. Instead, learn, understand, and control your money. Yes. So all these, how do you answer the question, why am I broke always? Or where does all my money go? To answer that question, you need to do what I call, you need to track your expenses. You must track your expenses. So I want to share with us briefly, how do we track our expenses? Yeah. So the first thing you need to do if you want to track your expenses, I want you to do this assignment. Write down your expenses for the past 1 month. By so doing, you'll have a clear picture of how you spent your money. So don't use this month, forget about this month, just picture last month. Then write down your expenses for last month. Not everything you spent your money on, because that will give you a clear picture of how you spend your money. Then number 2, after doing that, I'd request you do the next task would be get your bank statements for, let's say, 12 months and review that. Get your bank statement for the past 12 months, then review your bank statements. So if there's something you didn't write when in the first task, when I said you write your expenses for the past 1 month, you can as well use your bank statement to see some expenses which you didn't note. So the second task, you have to review your bank statement or your M-Pesa statement or any statement you have. Ensure you review your statement. So after reviewing your statement, after writing down, then reviewing your statement, I would encourage you, I would tell you the third task is, I want you to group your findings in terms of needs and wants. So now that we have our expenses, now that we've even visited our bank statements, now categorize your findings into wants and needs. Why should you do this? You need to do this because that will help you know what expenses, what do you need to cut on, yeah, and what do you need to increase. You understand? So you have to do that. Then now the fourth task, after grouping or categorizing your expenses in terms of needs and wants, the fourth task I want you to do is now identify at least 3 or 5, between 3 to 5 things you really need to cut on. And these are things which, when you cut on every month, will impact your income or your expense in a greater way. So identify at least 3 to 5 things you really need to cut on. And when doing this, maybe you are a very disciplined person when it comes to money, but there are things which are needs, but we spend on them mindlessly. Let's say, for example, let's take phone calls, for example. Phone call can be a need, yeah? But those are things you can spend on mindlessly. And you may end up spending a lot of money on phone calls, which instead, if you were careful with that, you would end up spending less. Or another example of something which is very important, but you can spend on it mindlessly, is food. Food is a basic need, but if you don't spend on it mindfully, then you may end up wasting or spending more on food. And it's because maybe you're going to restaurants, and expensive restaurants, you're eating from those. So you would have spent less, but you find yourself spending more on the same. So you need to cut on some spending. So identify at least 3. For a start, identify at least 3 things you really need to cut on every month. So you do this every month. Then with time, you'll end up not being broke always. Yeah. Then the last task I want us to do is spend on what matters to you. There are things we spend on, but they don't matter to us. And greatly cut on things which don't matter to you. So you find that you're spending on things which they don't matter to you, but you find yourself spending a lot of money on them. So spend on things which matter to you, but cut on things which don't matter to you. So if you do the 4 tasks, then I can guarantee you that you will be in a position to understand why you are always broke and solve it. Or you'll be in a position to know, you'll have the clear picture of your spending, clear picture of how you use your income. Then you'll now start planning or arranging or organizing on how to grow your money, or how to stay out of brokenness always. So as I come to the conclusion, I would like to encourage us that there are things we battle with. So many people ask, somebody would ask you, like, how do I manage my income? Maybe I'm too generous. Or when my money comes in, I just realize I'm broke always. Yeah. And what happens when you don't treat your money with respect, when you're mindless of your income or of your expenses, then what will happen is you will always be broke. Because number one, when your money comes, you will use a bit of it to take care of your debts. Yeah. Then what will happen? You'll have to borrow again, or maybe in the mid-month you'll go for advance, and knowing clearly that advance is just part of your salary, so it means you'll get less salary at the end of the month. You have to be disciplined and ensure you become the chief finance officer of your financial life. Be that chief finance officer of your financial life. Nobody can do that for you. Even if you hire someone, but your spending habits are very necessary. So don't give. Actually, let all excuses we give, forget about these excuses. There is no excuse as to why you can't manage your money. Forget about that and take full responsibility. If you do that, I can assure you, you will build, you will grow and accumulate your wealth over time. So thank you so much for watching, and share with someone. Keep on tuning, and we will be sharing more content. If there's something you really feel we need to tackle, write it down in the comment section. Till next time.